All right, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a long time since I've played Dorf Romantik. Apparently they're gonna make me do the click and yeah, okay. They're gonna make me do the tutorial for it. It's been so long. I was watching some videos online, or not some videos. I was reading some comments online of my past videos of Dorf Romantic, and I basically just remembered how pleasing of a game it is. Like you can see here, it's just a game where you take tiles and you slowly build out a world. And I'm just going to do it right now, not worrying too much about things. But the thing you got to know is that as we play tiles, eventually we're going to be offered like basically quests, is what I'll call them. Um, and they allow you to say like, oh, you need to build a field that's so big, or a giant forest, or XYZ, right? You need to do all these things. And um, it's really fun. It's just satisfying. It's a cozy game where you sit down and you build out a little landscape and things go well. You'll see what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to place tiles where every edge of the tile exactly matches the things that I'm placing against. So like here, I'm putting a tile that has like a wheat field and a forest, and you can see that everything's being highlighted because it's continuing those biomes. It's telling me to build a big forest. I'm just trying to build in such a way that everything stays happy and connected. I could do it. It's easier to eventually connect things in a perfect way if you're not just building out these elongated lines. Here, for instance, they really want me to build this one. I don't have a house on this forest tile, so I can't build it out here. I probably would love to have done it in here, but there's like a little field that's in the way. So, you know what? Fine. Game, I will, for the sake of getting this tutorial prompt off the screen, come in here and place this tile. So we have 88 tiles before our game is over, unless we receive a quest that allows us to do a certain thing, like build out a forest that's so large, which will then reward us with additional tiles. And as we get through tiles and build out our biomes, it'll just be really pretty. Another thing you can do for tiles to get them is to place perfect tiles. So a perfect tile would be, for instance, if right now I were to place a tile in here that would put a forest on this side and a field on this side, this tile, which has 6 edges full of fields, would all be like open out, and perfectly all 6 sides would have a mirror match. Similarly, this tile here would have a forest, a field, and then 2 wheat fields connecting. So these would both be perfect tiles, and they would give me +1 on the stack as well. So by creating perfect tiles is how you make a run go from like okay or good to like infinite. And what you want to do is limit yourself from placing tiles like this, which makes a big pocket, where now I have to be offered a perfect 4-sided tile to ever have the possibility of filling this in. I'm still going to do that, just because I didn't think there's anywhere else I could do it that would ruin a perfect tile. If I had put it here, like I was describing, yes, it would give me 2 perfect tiles right now, but it would have ruined this tile from ever becoming perfect because there's a building here. So really, this is a game about sitting down, being cozy, having some patience. It highlights when you're adjacent to a forest and stuff. It's not highlighting other things. Like you can see these buildings will highlight when they're adjacent, but they're not highlighting that, like this, for instance, is a perfect connection for these 2 field tiles. If I come over here, which is going to be a problem spot, you can see that unless I get a spot with 4 fields, I'm really going to be in trouble. And this house matches, but the forests aren't quite right. So like you can see how you're going to get into positions where eventually you'll be forced to build things that are slightly different. Here's our first mission, and it's actually got 4 sides of fields, so I'm going to start it here. This mission says I need to build a town that has 5 buildings adjacent. So here is another example. I can get 3 more added to this village and expand that out. Here, again, if I was really trying to rush this quest, I could put these buildings here, but I'd be messing up an adjacency. So we're going to go ahead and just put those in a different spot to keep building things out. One thing that's important is that there's a lot of quests you can get later that require giant collections of trees and buildings. So it's almost in your best interest to always have a sector that has like a huge grouping of trees or houses. And like, let's say right now this is my biggest forest, right? All these trees through here. If I were to cap off these trees here and here, I wouldn't be able to grow this forest anymore, and that would be big sad, because then I would have to restart building a forest somewhere else. Yeah, so we don't want to do that, basically. So this is a tricky tile, because I would like to have the two sides of the city adjacent in here, but because it's got 3 city faces and a forest, I can't quite fit it. If I were to put it like this, with the field being correct, the forest would ruin it. So I'm kind of forced to go in a weird way like this. That'll complete the mission. We got 5 extra tiles from that, which is great. Here we have a 6-sided wheat tile that needs to have exactly 2 or 2 more. 2 more wheat attached to it. This one is very upsetting to me because I really want to put it here. Because that's the only place I can put it to maintain my perfectness. But instead, that would ruin the mission because it would go over the amount it needs. It needs 5 total fields. So I'm going to ruin this perfect tile. So I have 2 tiles that can never become perfect. I could finish this one pretty easily by adding this one thing here. But I don't like that because I either have to put it here and ruin more perfect tiles, which isn't that big a deal here because this tile, again, can never be perfect to begin with. But I'd rather keep growing this forest. So instead I'm going to put this tile here just to make sure the mission gets completed and I don't have to worry. Yeah, so if you close... So this is what it's saying is, I've completed a mission with this one and it gave me a flag. If I do eventually close this field, instead of just making it big forever, it'll give me the bonus again, which is quite nice, but not necessarily something I want to do, quite frankly, because I'd like to keep growing the fields instead of cashing out like a one-time bonus. Let's see, once again, we're being offered a straight line of housing, which I can't put in quite a few places. This is where things are going to get awkward. Though the real fun tiles are going to come when I get railroads and rivers. They are very satisfying to put in and connect. And right now we're just not being offered them because it's kind of the start of the game. They're trying to keep things nice and easy for everyone. I don't have great spots for a lot of this. I might just make sure this city can keep growing forever. Again, I have a good double adjacency city. It's not quite working out the way I want it to. For the sake of argument, I will keep growing this out. It's going to be really hard to fill these gaps in the future, but what can I say? Life is quite hard. I can see the next couple tiles as well. So it's like, hey, if I can create a situation where 2 cities are flanking a single wheat tile, right? For instance, if this was a city, this wheat city would work on this. But I can't quite make that a reality. So let's just keep growing out these territories over here. And I'm just trying to make a situation where this city will never get closed off. It can keep growing basically forever, and I might have to wait forever to find the perfect tile that fits in the middle, but, you know, that's okay. Wow, I got really excited. There's a 6-sided city coming up, and I thought, oh, maybe right here, but no, it won't quite work there either. What I could do is I could put this one field to field, and now I've created at least 3 sides to work with this city, which is nice. It's always hard in this to call it like, there's wheat fields, right? And then there's like plains fields. But then there's also like fields of meadows and flowers. So like when I say fields right now, I'm just talking about grass as opposed to like wheat fields. Agrarian stuff, you know? Look, I really don't know. I'm gonna just keep building out these tricky towns. This could close a loop here. My goal isn't necessarily close loops, but it seems fine. Close off housing with a lot of grass nearby. If I had a single forest, maybe there. If I had a single wheat field, maybe there. So you can see, like, as we build this out, it's going to get more and more complicated. Three-sided with trees. That works really well over here. Just try and close off those trees. It's also easier to remember what you're looking for. When you see a city tile, you're like, okay, well, let's go over to the city area and think about this. Like, okay, I can put a city here. I can put a wheat there, but it doesn't quite work. So I don't have to worry about this area anymore because it's not too complicated. This spot in here is already going to need a lot of tiles. This one doesn't have any grass sides, so it's really not going to work over here. Almost all the sides need at least one bit of grass. Same thing here. Same thing here. Basically, I have a problem where most of my cities are surrounded by, like, grass plains. So let's just extend this out here for a second. Okay, a double city cap on plains. If I had any amount of wheat, that would be great there. Any amount of tree, any amount of wheat. This isn't bad for, like, closing this off a little bit. Again, I'm not necessarily looking to close this, but I know I'm going to be able to keep expanding this city pretty easily. This one has no grass on it, so can't go here, can't go here. Almost could go in there, but again, no grass eliminates a lot of opportunities. So I guess we're going to bring you over to this weird wheat field one. A double city adjacency has a lot of places that we could like it, and because it has the grass, I feel very compelled to put it in this area. Okay, all city on all sides, we'll put it here. If ever we get quests for very big cities, again, this is the place to do it. Grass and a house, we've talked about several times, but no field of wheat, no field of wheat, no thing of grass. I mean, we can just close this off here for a moment, sure. We could expand this city. This also works really well over here, but I'm going to let my very expansive city tiles all end up in the same area. I don't have a double grass. Single grass works here. Filling in this tile in the middle is going to be quite tricky. But again, we can deal with that when we get there. Oh, this one does have a wheat on it. So let's have a look around. Ah, we've been waiting for a tile to do this. And just to complete this tutorial prompt, I'd love to close in this wheat flag. We can always start a new wheat field somewhere else. A very large city with one bit of grass. I mean, this feels really good. Once again, this one has no grass on it, which means it's not really a good contender over here. But we've been starting a no grass city on this side, so there you go. Straight line of houses. That was, yeah, I used to just be making a straight line here, but we can't do that anymore. Yeah, unless I do a weird, like, offshoot here. Again, I can't connect the cities this way either. And I need like a half city, half grass in the future here. This is already hard enough. I don't want to add anything to it. Okay, sure, whatever. We'll keep this area. Oh, half city, half grass. Right when I asked for it. Love that. All right, this is all city without any grass, so kind of like putting it over here. All right, this one has city and trees, but it needs a little bit more grass than that. Here it's got grass. It's too many trees. Too many trees. Now, I mean, I feel like I'm, you know, the spoiled bears, you know? Again, there is a little bit of grass on it. But the grass isn't beside the building. And there's no wheat. This one, it's mirrored from being able to fit there. And then it's not mirrored, but again, we have that problem. So, indeed. I guess I'll complicate this one a little bit more. This one has a tree on it, but again, it's on the wrong side of history. Big energy happening right now. Well, we'll put it over here with the hopes of eventually closing some stuff off. Okay, so this one has a double-double. Double-double. As a Canadian, I'm very satisfied to say the words double-double. But I don't actually have a double-double location. These are a lot of single locations. I mean, this is a double here. It's going to make this other stuff a little bit trickier. And then we have a huge connections game. But we might just be able to urbanize with this piece. Well, yeah, I don't have a double... I need a triple field once again for there. Again, I'm trying to limit myself from making it harder than it needs to be, so... This is fine. Alright, housing with wheat beside it. We did need that once upon a time, once upon a dream. Doesn't quite fit into this one. It does fit here, though. Look at that. Plains, house, and wheat field. Wow, love that. Alright, now we need one of those, but with a forest. Tricky, tricky. Alright, this place is becoming a land with fields. I kind of have like two separate cities. Now, there's always a chance that we can come back and like connect them all. Ooh, wow. If not for this tile, this would have been a perfect fit. Can always do this, but then we're making, again, like the perfect hole that needs to fit, which is just so hard. I haven't seen an animation for perfect placements yet either, and I'm not sure if it's because we haven't closed this field. But I'm still refusing to break on my principles here. Housing with trees and a grass, but again, not quite. This plains and this house is great, but then that tree is wrong. Here, we can get the grass right, but then the house and trees are slightly skewed incorrectly. Okay. I mean, this does work. It does make other things more complicated down the road. It also works here. So sure, let's just do that. A double wheat location with cities on the edge. I mean, we can do this one. It's going to make this even harder to fill. I haven't seen a great double wheat location yet other than this, so sure. Housing with some trees? Oh, but it needs to be across. Housing with some trees. It's not quite correct. Not quite correct. I mean, these are closed off houses. Sometimes you just keep circling back to the same location because you're just like, I want this to fit. But then, you know, look, it's once again, like for the 4th time, this is like a mirrored fit location, which is just a little tricky. We need more patience. This kind of breaks this city thing out. We've been struggling to fill these locations, so I'm interested in that. Okay, a field with cities on either side. Look at this. Love it. Look at it. Then this works as well. So, like, that didn't give me a perfect animation on this center tile here, which is annoying. But, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a thing. Also, finish 5 sessions with a score of at least 5,000, man. 5 sessions, man? I don't know. There also is, like, a mechanic where you can see tiles in the distance that you can expand to and go and do, like, quests for those locations as well. I think we've been waiting on this tile for some time, though, right? So this is 2 cities, 3 grasslands, and now we need a big city for this spot. What do you know? We just got offered one. Let's not think about that too hard. And then look, this is also like a perfect. It wouldn't be more perfect here. It wouldn't be more perfect there. No. It's good to double check, but I mean, like, when you got it, like, you got it. And then this works as well? Wow. That's like making my life so easy. Okay, mostly grass and then a little house on the edge. I mean, sure. Lots of houses, all adjacent with some grass. You know, we could also think about it the opposite way, right? Like, look for the grass instead of the houses, but no, we wanna. This is fine. I mean, let's come over here for a quick second. We did put a couple urban areas down, but they're not like there's a little bit of grass in between each grouping of houses. So yeah, it's best to just come in here, lay it all out. Okay, house with trees. As always, we come and check. As always, it's slightly mirrored incorrectly. If this tree was there, we'd be perfect. Housing with trees. Let's put the tree, and you can see again, this house should be on the other side, swapping with the grass. No field in here. We could just put it out here, of course. It's probably better to think of it as here, though. That has better connectivity. Okay, a little bit of tree in the middle of some homes. Again, not quite there. A little bit of tree in the middle of some homes. I mean, come on, gang. We already closed it off, you know? So then, just double the housing, you know? It's fine. Alright, along straightaway. I mean, like, I don't know, we're about to get like an X figure, right? So it's like double housing connections are going to be strong. In just a second. So like I could put this here and then angle that one in. And that's just looking ahead. That's the beauty of just saying, hey, I could just take 1 extra second here and look at what the next tile is going to be. And then we're so off, you know? There is a weird tree thing here. But there we go. That tile I've been waiting for forever. All right, now we have a 3-sided town with lots of field. It's going to also be hard. Like, we could just do something like this, right? Just to like finally get that filled in. I might do that because then it allows me to turn around and do the next tile. And then this one, not quite. Not quite. Not quite. I don't know. To end this little prompt, I'm kind of willing to burn some of the perfection. I know like some of these tiles are already broken. So let's just do that and start to clear out the bad blood, you know? I say bad blood as if there's some like ongoing family feud or something, but no, just trying to keep everything nice and tidy. It's really a game for perfectionists. Though I don't know why it isn't rewarding me with my perfect tile bonus placements. Just give me this, it's fine. Okay, a little bit of grass with a little bit of tree. A little bit of grass, a little bit of tree, a lot of house. A little bit of grass, a little bit of tree, a lot of house. A lot of tree, a lot of house, a little bit of grass. I mean, that's fine. It's totally fine. Again, several pieces out here would be great to expand, but this doesn't quite work. It's a weird one. In here, I thought with all the grass this would be a better fit, but it's not quite working, is it? Wouldn't it be nice to connect this city with that one though, so if ever I do get a city mission, we can just go crazy? Alright, does this actually fit in my village? If not, maybe I use the tile to finally finish the quest. The grass doesn't line up over there. It needs 2 fields in here. 2 wheat fields. Again, it's very hard in this game to do correct nomenclature. So that one's mirrored the wrong way. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna go finish that town over there, and then I was like, actually, I like my spots here. Ooh, double wheat field. Again, what is this? It's a single wheat field with some forest. Maybe the next tile, I will put it there. Just, oh, but the forest doesn't even connect. Whatever, man. Just, let's wrap this up. Alright, so now we're being offered train tracks, because it's putting us through the tutorial. So we have a lot of spots where you just can't place them for reasons, which is fine. I don't really want to put them in the middle of a forest area, especially because it's like an all like fields tile. Really makes me want to put it here. I don't want to split the 2 cities. This is another all fields tile. We don't have a crossing, but we do have like a... This won't work in here though. If I turn it this way, then I could turn a waterway this way, but that doesn't quite work either. I like having this in this area, but does this work somehow? Only if I was turning that way, right? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Look, it's fine. We'll put it over here. Maybe we'll end up with a dead end for it. So now you can see if you're trying to meet the satisfaction of a forest tile and a river and a train track all on the same tile, you're gonna have a bad day. So let's just do this for a second. Again, it's kind of wrecking all my tiles. I mean, is this a city field? Oh, but it's mirrored. Ugh. And this is a field, but not a city. City field, city field. This would be a city field, but it would have been mirrored even if I could place it. Okay. 10. And again, now I'm like, look, see now here it's telling you like the score that you're getting for all these connections. So I'm wondering if because we were on tutorial mode, we weren't getting any of our perfect bonus tile stuff. Oh no. But here's 4 sides that are all correct. Perfect, plus 60, plus 1 tile. So we are getting that now, at least. Oh, and it gave us a perfect tile and told us where to go. And then 2 perfects. Yo. And now we've unlocked the windmill, which is lovely. Oh. Interesting. This is the mission we were playing before that we were kicked out of and couldn't continue because there was a game update and they decided to give us a tutorial. How interesting. And as you can see, this game is much more advanced, you could say. We're about to finish several big things. A 50 length train track, 250 perfect tiles. We're about to finish 1,500 tile things. I thought I wasn't going to get to continue this game because it was forcing me to restart with the tutorial. But I guess it's bringing us back. And as you can see, just being zoomed out, you can see like the difference in the biomes, right? Like the wheat fields in particular, the yellow gradient into like this lavender, into this burgundy red, the white, the blue topped housing with the like beige walls to the darker housing with the dark walls on the sides. Like it's very beautiful. Even the tops of the train, like of these are train station waterway turntable perfect tiles. But even those you can see are different colored tops. I don't know, to me it's just kind of beautiful. Not to mention you get all the steamboats and trains rolling around. A very beautiful game. So I don't know, I'll post this video if people enjoyed that little meditative like perfection thing. We didn't even get all the fun animations for having placed perfect tiles that whole time, or this glowing border thing, because we were in tutorial mode the whole time because I was kind of an idiot about it. But if you'd like to see me like continue, I don't know, this run or anything, we'll see what the viewership is like, and I'd be happy to continue recording progress on such a huge thing. Look at this giant rail connection thing over here that, again, I know I've been playing in a way that like maintains perfection even with the rail. See, like you can see the rail here, grass, field, tree, grass, field. This was unfortunately a break in perfection here, which is disgusting. You know, grass in the middle of all these fields, all these flags that are telling me, hey, close this off and get a big bonus. And I'm like, never. I will make the longest train track. I will make the biggest river and lakes. Like the lakes really turned out well, I think, in this one. You can see it's almost like a wetland into like these drier, like higher elevation tree forests. And I don't know, to me it's just such a beautiful, relaxing game. So if you enjoyed this at all, let me know, like the video, comment saying that you'd like to see this continued, or comment saying that you actually don't like the idea of picking up this mega run. And then, I don't know, I'll just record the next time I start a new run. I'm a little bit sad that it killed our tutorial section that we were just doing, this little teaser I just did that's now not going to continue, because we were building cities in a pretty interesting way. See here, I actually did have to close off this city eventually just because I had to connect the water. That's the big goal in this one, is I'm currently trying to make this water network connect to this one. And I can't quite get the little, like, I have so much to do. And then this rail network is just insanity. If I hover this here, it highlights the track, right? So it's a big track. These are some big fields of wheat. And you can see if I could ever get exactly 26 or exactly 15, like I have to do these increments. Whereas this one, eventually I would love to connect it around. What's this? 4 trees. This only needs 4 more trees in this giant forest. Anyway, I don't know. I've run this ending on way too long. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now. See you next time.